Today we have a kanji recap, JLPT and 4 verbs, part 1. The kanji thank is divided into two parts. The top was a baby's fontanelle viewed from above. The bottom was a heart. A brain and a heart meant to thank. Be aware, the original kanji for thank was corrupted and looks like it originated from rice field, but they are unrelated. Important fact, there are two main kanjis that mean to thank. The one we're learning today is more cognitive, as in, I think this is a good question. The second one you see here is more emotional, as in, I think about you all the time. The kun reading is omo. The examples are omo, to thank, and omoi, thought. The on reading is shi. The examples are ishi, intention, and shiso, or consideration. Do not confuse the kanji for thank with the kanji blessing. Thank must remind you of the brain and the heart. This kanji has 9 strokes and it is a JLPT N4 level because you probably had a lot of thinking while watching this video. It is time to open up the history of the kanji open, a kanji that you will find in many places you go. Look closely and you might notice this kanji is made of two parts. On the outside, we have two doors or the radical gate. Second, we can look at the inside. It is two hands pushing it open. Putting these two together, it is literally two hands pushing to open the gate. Pretty cool, right? The two main kun readings are hira and a. The examples are hiraku, which means to open, as in hana ga hiraku, hon ga hiraku. The flower opens. The book opens. The other example is aku, which also means to open. The examples are bin no futa ga aku, mise ga aku, as in open the cover of the bottle and the store opens. Fun fact, so whether you're opening a door, a business, or a new opportunity, this is your kanji. In ancient China, it also symbolized enlightenment, discovery, and even political reform, because opening your mind is just as important as opening a door. The on reading is kai, and the example is kaihatsu, which means development. Do not confuse open with close. Although they might look similar, I hope that after watching this video, you can clearly see the hands opening the gates in the open kanji. This kanji has 12 strokes, and as you learn, it is a helpful kanji if you decide to go out and do some shopping, so at least you go when the stores are open. Ready to flex your kanji muscles? Well, I hope so, because today's character is all about pulling, so let's break it down. The left-hand side is the character bow, like for archery. On the right, we have the string of the bow which is being pulled. So, the original idea behind this kanji was the action of drawing a bow. You can almost feel the tension and the pull. Kun reading is hi. The examples are hiku, to pull, and hiki-san, subtraction. The sentence is hikiwake no toki ni ookiku hiku houhou. How to make a big pull when the game is a draw. Fun fact, the kanji pull can be seen in some fun expressions, such as chui o hiku, to attract attention, hitu o hikitsukeru, to captivate someone, and hikikomori, someone who stays shut in. The on reading is in. The examples are inryoku, gravitational pull, and intai, retirement. Do not confuse pull with bow. The kanji pull shows the actual pulling action you do with the bow. Therefore, it has the extra vertical line for the emphasis. This kanji has 4 strokes and it is a pretty easy verb to remember, so much that next time you practice some archery, this kanji should come to mind. Time to learn the kanji gatherer and be ready for some cool kanji knowledge, so let's get to it. Check this out. This kanji is made of two parts. The bottom is the radical for, yes, tree or wood. Then what about the top? Well, if you look at the original inscription, what does it look like to you? Yes, that's a bird. More specifically, it is the radical of small birds. Putting these two together, a flock of birds perched on a tree would give the meaning of to gather. Fun fact, the original kanji show 3 birds instead of only 1. This would of course emphasize the meaning gather. However, as it was difficult to write, the other 2 birds disappeared and only 1 was kept. Kun reading is atsu. The example is atsumaru or to gather. The sentence is atsumaru basho ga hitsuyo da. We need a place to gather. The on reading is shu. The examples are shudan or group and shukai or meeting. Do not confuse gather with counter for ships. Main difference is the bottom. Gather has the birds gathering on the tree. The counter for ships has a hand instead. This kanji has 12 strokes. Did the story behind this kanji make sense to you? Do you think it will help you remember it going forward? I hope so. Let's do some kanji fashion with the kanji for wear and arrive. To look at the history for this kanji, we will be analyzing the original kanji. The bottom is an element that had a complex evolution. For such, it is believed that in the case of this kanji, it was just borrowed for phonetic value. The top is the radical for grass. It also signifies plant growth and attachment, and this last one is the part that is believed to be related to wear, as you wear clothes so that they are attached to the body. Eventually, the kanji evolved to the shape we know today, while also taking the meaning of to arrive. The kun readings are ki and tsu. The examples are tsuku, or to arrive at, and kiru, or to wear. Fun fact, the verb kiru is not the only one that means to wear. Here are a few others. Kaburu, everything you put on. Kakeru, sunglasses, glasses. Maku, things that wrap around. Suru, watch, necklace, earrings. Kiru, jacket, shirt, dress. Haku, pants, skirts, and shoes. I guess a lot to learn. The on reading is chaku. The example is chakuriku, or landing. The sentence is Sekai hatsu pinpoint to chakuriku no kiseki, the trajectory of the world's first point landing. Do not confuse wear with watch over. Watch over is a very obvious kanji due to having a hand above the eyes. This kanji has 12 strokes. Some kanjis have evolved so much that a lot of the meanings have been lost and turned into new ones, as it is the case with this kanji. Now, I got a challenge for you. What is the meaning of this word? Type it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Yay!